My mic was muted all the time. That is that is not good. Okay, just what I said pretty much was let's get started into the transfer window. It is I think that all the deals that were being made for the past few weeks are beginning to take place now. Most players that were asking for a move or that wanted a move, we all know who those players are. I think that we can also begin to make assumptions of are going to which teams are doing well in the transfer window right now will perhaps have a good season, a good start to the season next year. Teams like City, Tottenham, Arsenal, who have made deals to prepare them for next season, and which teams are struggling right now and that need to get those deals done. For example, Manchester United and Chelsea, too, in that case. Those are two teams that need to get the deals that they need to get done as quick as possible. We still have a month and a half. It's not like end and be all type of scenario. I won't say that you would lose the transfer window or consider the transfer window a failure if you don't get these deals done in the next 2-3 weeks because there's like more than a month and a half left. But it is important to start getting these things done. So I want to start with Sterling to Chelsea, and I even made a video on Sterling on Chelsea. It'll come out next week. I made it this morning. And I think it's a great signing. It's a great signing for everyone involved in the deal. It's a great signing for City. It is a great signing. It's a great move for City, a great signing for Chelsea, and a great move for Sterling. It's great for City because they offload a player that hasn't been a prominent figure in the team for quite some time because of the likes of Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, Grealish, and Foden. Sterling is not that go-to guy anymore. So they are able to get rid of Sterling and get some money from him. It's good for Chelsea because although there's a lot of talent in this Chelsea team with the likes of Odoi, Ziyech, and Pulisic, none of these guys are able to do what Sterling does. In the past 3 seasons, Sterling has always averaged more than 25 goal contributions. So a team like Chelsea that is trying to keep up with the likes of City and Liverpool, it is quite important for them to get a player like Sterling, a leader, first of all, with experience and a player that will get the goals and assists. And it's also good for Sterling because Sterling finally gets to be that prominent figure once again in a team that needs him, a team that he knows will play a lot of games. I'm pretty sure he had a talk with Tuchel, that reassurance that he will be one of the main players next season. Yeah, you could say that Chelsea also need a striker, but I think that Tuchel is going to give Werner another chance, but we'll see. I still think that Chelsea have a few deals to make. The Rafinha thing, and here's the thing: this I'm going to say this about Chelsea, but it goes to a lot of teams. If you know you're not going to be able to sign him, if there's another team that is more likely to sign them, I'm not saying don't go for them, but start looking for someone else to replace them because it's not looking right. It's not looking good right now with the deal for Rafinha, and you already got Sterling, so you may not need Rafinha. But get someone else. Look at other players that you could sign. Don't spend all your time fighting for this one player that doesn't even want that would prefer to go to the other team. Get someone else. And also on the topic of Chelsea, De Ligt is, I believe, that guy, and they should try to get the deal done. The other person was who was the other centre back for Chelsea? The French. Wait, I forgot his name. Um, Let me just bring him up. I forgot his name. What the hell? Yeah, that's it, Kunde. The other guy was Kunde, but again, I've not heard much on Kunde for Chelsea, so it looks like De Ligt will be the prominent deal. And there was even a swap deal, Pulisic for De Ligt. I don't think Chelsea should offload Pulisic just yet. I think that the talent and potential of Pulisic is still there. But Delict is one of those signings that would really help Chelsea next season. Better. Okay, we'll move on from Chelsea and Sterling and let's talk about Tottenham and Manchester City. Tottenham and Manchester City, the two teams that I think are right now winning the summer transfer window. And let's start with Tottenham. What Tottenham have done this summer transfer window can be described. What Tottenham have done so far this summer transfer window can be described as ruthless execution, and I applaud them on the way that they've been able to get these deals done, getting the players that they want, and getting them in quickly. And the two main players that I want to highlight are Bissouma and Richarlison. Bissouma is going to massively upgrade this midfield of Tottenham. Let's just bring up Bissouma's stats last season. Bissouma is a great player. I actually wanted Bissouma to go to Manchester United because although you could say that De Jong is a much better on the ball, Bissouma's recovery and defensive prowess in the middle of the pitch is just something else. Bissouma this season, 1.9 interceptions per game, 2.9 tackles per game, and 1.8 clearances per game in the middle of the pitch. Imagine what this guy's going to be able to do for Tottenham next season in their midfield. And then they also got in Richarlison. The thing with Richarlison, I do think it's a great signing. I'm not just not sure where they're going to play him. Are they going to play him on the left? Not with Sunday. Is he going to be the striker? Not with Kane there. Play him off the right. Play him as a second striker. I don't know if Richarlison wants to do that. But yeah, good signing. I'm just quite interesting. Maybe they're going to play with two up front. Maybe Conte is going to adopt a similar system as he did in Inter Milan. Again, interesting to see. But the point the point trying to make is pretty much that Tottenham have been great this season in this transfer window in just getting the deals done. And the deals of Bissouma and Richarlison in particular are quite impressive and deals that other clubs would benefit from immensely. For example, Manchester United. And then they also got in Lenglet. Am I too big on Lenglet? Do I think that Lenglet is one of the best centre backs in the world? I don't think so, but I think that Lenglet is a good enough centre back, and that with this current Tottenham defense, I think that Lenglet does upgrade them. He does upgrade them. Maybe the Ericsson deal was something that they could have gotten done. One, would have been on a free. Ericsson played at Tottenham before. He's played with Conte before. So that could have been done. Just hasn't been done. I think it would have been another great addition. Get upgrading your midfield with the likes of Ericsson and Bissouma. They didn't get that deal done, which I think is a shame. But yeah, so far this summer transfer window, Tottenham are one of the winners, especially on the way they've been able to get deals done quickly, the players they wanted without too much fuss. And then we go and talk about Manchester City. And the thing with City really is how dominant they were last season, how dominant they were the season before. And they are still one of the best teams this transfer window, getting the deals that they wanted in. They won the league last year, but they've already signed Haaland, Alvarez, and Phillips. This is a team, this was a team that dominated last year. The Liverpool put the pressure on, but they managed to withstand the pressure and win the league. And then to go and sign arguably the best young player in the world right now, one of the best players in South America, and Phillips, who has been really, if we're being fair to Phillips, one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, who was great for England and I don't say he was as good as he was for England as he was for Leeds, but he was also quite good for Leeds. Now you get him in as well. City don't need another midfielder. The team is strong enough, but it just shows ambition. This is why I'm going to pick City to win everything next season. They're going to win the Champions League and Premier League because it's just the ambition that this team has, the football they play, and the ambition they show. Really, for lack of words there. But anyways, move on to Arsenal and Jesus. And not only is this a great deal that Arsenal needed, actually, yeah, they played. Didn't they, Arsenal played yesterday and Jesus scored twice? Let me just bring that up. Let me just double check. Yeah, he did score twice. So already showing what type of performance he's going to bring to the team. In the second half, where they were already losing 2-0, it was against Nürnberg. It wasn't like it's one of the best teams in Europe, but it just shows resilience from an Arsenal team during the pre-season. But yeah, with Jesus is really, I still think Jesus is a great striker. I think he's going to have a good season. I think that he may even score 20 goals next season for Arsenal in the Premier League. The thing with him was really the way City were playing. They just didn't really need him, and he wasn't that consistent as well. So it's just like they don't really need you when you do play. You're not as consistent. So just let's just get rid of him. Then they got in Haaland, who's going to be that guy for them. So that's going to be very interesting too. Yeah, Jesus for Arsenal, great signing. Can't wait for the season to start for these guys because it'll be very interesting to see where they can take him. Then you have Dortmund and Haller. With Dortmund, really, it's just the fact. I'm telling you, in like 2 years, 3 years, they're gonna sell Haller for a lot of money. It's just what they do, just what this Dortmund team does. They get in young talent. I mean, how old is Haller? They're getting talent from different leagues. The scouting network is incredible. Yeah, Haller is in the youngest place, 28. I'm telling you, 2, 3 seasons. And here's the thing with Haller. Either he's going to help them, he is going to help them continue to perform after losing um, Haaland, or he's going to go in a few years for a lot of money. So just it's always a win-win situation for Dortmund. It's just not a win situation when they can't win the league. But I don't think that's really up to them. Just up to how dominant Bayern have been and the incredible strategy to just pick up talent from the teams, not only in the league, and to play incredible football. It kind of reminds me of City in that sense. Just incredible football, backed with ambition and money. You get teams that will just not stop winning. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Dortmund and Haller are going to produce this season. Hoping for the best for Haller, really. Then you have Manchester United and Martinez. Manchester United. This is a team so far that are one of the losers of the transfer window. They have a lot of work to do. You have Ronaldo asking to leave. De Jong is still not here. The only player you've announced is Malacia when you already have two fullbacks. Elson is almost, I mean, it's pretty much confirmed. And I do think Elson is a good signing, great signing. That is a key player to the team. But again, the CDM centre back positions are priority. And I even made the video this morning that will come out on Monday, if I'm not mistaken, about Martinez and why Martinez is the player that I am most excited about for this Manchester United team. Martinez is a versatile, adaptable, young, competent player that is really going to help Manchester United next season. When you think about the best young centre backs in Europe, Martinez is in that conversation, especially when you factor in the fact that he's also a great ball progressor and he can play the CDM position and the centre back position quite well. And although he is, well, you can call him short. I won't say he's short, but he's shorter than the likes of Varane, Maguire, Van Dijk. Those really, I forget, I'll say Maguire. The likes of Varane and Van Dijk, really dominant centre backs that really benefit from the height. I still think that Martinez, although his height might not be an advantage for him, he'll still be good in the air. I mean, he won 71% of his aerial duels last season. It'll be hard in the Premier League, but I don't think that is going to be such a problem that his performance is going to drastically decrease, and he's not going to be a great player or great asset for Manchester United next season. Another thing with Martinez, again, his versatility is going to be able to play in that CDM position. So even if you get in the likes of De Jong, who is amazing on the ball, let's not doubt that about De Jong. He is great on the ball, but De Jong is not the best defensively. So you can perhaps pair in Lindelof and Varane at the back, push Martinez to the CDM position, and then have De Jong there with him. Maybe in games where you're trying to win the ball further up front, put Martinez there. He's better on the ball than McTominay and Fred for sure. I mean, that's not really hard, really. And I think even if not with De Jong, if pairing the likes of Martinez and Van der Beek, Martinez and Ericsson, still it looks much better than McTominay and Fred already. That's another exciting signing. Let me just circle back to Sterling and how Sterling is going to be a leader for these guys at Chelsea. Again, a lot of young talent in the team. So getting a player like Sterling, who's been there, who's won titles, who's won multiple Premier Leagues, who's seen the pressure, who's had the highs and the lows, to get a player like him in the team is going to be essential. Again, very interested to see how he's going to go down with Sterling at Chelsea. That is a player I'm going to keep an eye on. And I'm going to say this already. I'm going to pick Sterling as a player to watch for Chelsea next season because he can either keep Chelsea because they've not really had that goal scorer this season, and that's really what um, slowed them down because they were expecting goals from Lukaku, and if Lukaku had been that guy, I think that Chelsea's gap to Liverpool and City would have been much shorter, and they would have gone further in the Champions League in that game against Real Madrid. That's what they were really lacking. They needed that striker, and they didn't have him. And although Sterling is not a striker, I think you're going to get goals from Sterling, and that is as good as having a great striker goes from the wing. I mean, the two greatest players of the decade, the last decade, even coming into now, Ronaldo and Messi, they weren't like out and out strikers; they were wingers. Again, I digress, man. I'm not trying to say Sterling's going to be on that level. Just saying that Chelsea, I think that Chelsea can count on Sterling to bring in the goals next season, even though he's not an out and out striker. There are also rumors of Bernardo Silva going to Barcelona, but I don't think Guardiola is really willing to let go of Bernardo Silva on his team. If, for example, if he was going to sell Bernardo Silva, I think he would have kept Sterling. So I don't think that's in the plans, even if Barcelona would to make a good offer. And the topic of Barcelona, let's just talk about Barcelona. I hope Barcelona will win the league next season. And this is really just coming from the point of view that Barcelona are a team right now that are acting like they have a lot of money, like they don't own their players a lot like De Jong. If you do not have the facilities to do what you're trying to do, sell these guys. De Jong, bro, like you owe this guy a lot of money. Make a deal with Manchester United where they pay half and you pay half, and then he goes because all of these players, and it's not like you're going to win the league next season. So De Jong is one, Rafinha is another one. You're struggling to pay wages, and you're trying to go for Rafinha. Just let Rafinha go to Chelsea. This Bernardo Silva rumors. What Bernardo Silva? You don't have enough money. So I think Barcelona are kind of fooling themselves. Barcelona is a great club. What I'll say top three clubs in football, but not right now. Your team, you're in a rebuilding phase, so you have to sell. Just get De Jong done. I, at the beginning of the week, I was 30% sure that this De Jong deal was going to happen. I wasn't really confident, but now I'm like 60% sure just from the fact that Barcelona are acting too big for their boots. It's just sell the guy. You're not that club anymore. You're not that team. You're trying to rebuild. So just get rid of these guys. Players that you can't sign, don't act like you can afford them. Again, with Rafinha, you owe players in your team wages. Why are you trying to sign Rafinha? Look at how much money they earned Donny alone, and that's we're just talking about De Jong. We're not talking about all the other players that asked for pay that accepted a pay cut. Unless you're going to sell a lot of players, I don't know why Barcelona are so big on buying all these players and acting like they have a lot of money, like they're not going to sell. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Okay, I'm just looking here. Yeah, nothing major. Nothing. No transfers made. I think that's the major transfers we've touched upon already. Let me look at some of the other transfers right now. We've talked about Haaland, Jesus, Aston Villa. Yeah, Rudiger, Richarlison. Yeah, the main we've touched upon the main signings. So, oh, I forgot Paul Pogba. He looks like he'll be going to Juventus. Kind of wish he went to a team like Real Madrid or PSG. But if Juventus is the team he wants to go, if he wants to go back to Turin, that's him in it. But Pogba's time at Manchester United can only be described as lackluster, really. So yeah, let's just see what Pogba does with Juventus next season. Disappointing. Pogba's one of my favorite players, and his time at United was not it. Really not it. So let me just look at some of the other signings that happened. Manchester United as well. And yeah, just Malacia. Again, United already have two fullbacks. Yes, Malacia is a young player, young talent that Ten Hag can work with, and in terms of potential, could perhaps be better than both Shaw and Telles. But there are more urgent matters like getting a striker. Richarlison and Jesus, two players that I thought could have come in, both gone. Bissouma gone. The young deal was dragging on. Martinez still not here. Ericsson, although a deal has been agreed, I just announced it. So much work that they need to do. They got in a young fullback, man. Come on, man. Be more serious. But yeah, guys, I think I'll end it there. Thank you very much for everyone that watched. I'll probably be doing a live stream on Saturday mornings every single week. And then the other 2 days I'm streaming are Thursdays and Tuesdays. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this. This is the beginning of something special. So you subscribing would mean a lot if you want more content like this.